Even a horse drops if you ride it with a punch. Here is the hero we can afford. Witcher, open the unbeliever's eyes.
Isn't this my new home now? Major Domo.
Welcome home, sir.
Exodus.
I am Barnabas Basil Fauti. By order of the Duchess, I shall serve you as Major Domo of Corfu Bianco. I previously served with distinction at the Nibli family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary, demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
Great. Can already see I'm in good hands.
So, most prosperous vineyard around. Will I get an income from this? Can we forget about being a swordsman and become a wine baron? Geralt, merchant extraordinaire.
Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Ketweni origin.
I know
He
him.
was actually a headsman.
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in
Never mind.
Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Sounds like a cool guy. I was wrong about it. Headsman made me think of Huntsman, and I think, oh, and Kedweni, you know. I was thinking, I know, it was the guy from Vizima. Then again, I think I'm confusing Kedweni with... I'm getting all the different, you know, nationalities confused. But I was just thinking maybe that was another... Remember that Royal Huntsman you kept seeing floating around in Witcher 1? I was figuring, like, this is just full of references to Witcher 1. I was thinking it was, you know, more of that.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill. Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great-aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great-aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going, and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to Major Domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
Must have been a great worker to move up from chambermaid to major domo. Like, that's one hell of a you know, social leap. Like, I know social climbing like that doesn't seem quite like, you know, you know, typical, you know? You'd have to be, I don't get really lucky, you know, or...
The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. This to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
You know... Basically, it's, you know, certainly not typical for someone to be able to, you know, societally leap like that. So, barring, you know, extenuating circumstances, you know, shows great, you know, virtues on her part. That or she could have been a very cutthroat chambermaid.
Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially come spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
It's also...
Lies your vineyard, where we close.
Have to try it one of these days.
It does look lovely. It's a beautiful game.
Nice well. Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
Then he sobered up.
My lips don't stink of wine. My wife won't know they're mine.
Monsieur Bolius, his wife Nina, kept a guide. Replace it.
Bit neglected now.
Again, planting it with herbs and other vegetation.
Is that something we can put money into? Also, he said herbs and other vegetation. It could be a herb garden. Yes.
Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
Battle Crush. Remember, that was some sort of kids programming character, but I've little knowledge of it. Just came to mind there. Mum referenced it once in a while. It's like Punch and Judy. I've heard of them, but I know little of them.
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work, and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
Hint, hint. Roach looking finally like a super warhorse.
Voila. During Monsieur Boris' I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I trashed the place a bit. Still could probably get a bit for all those casks. There was a few down there, wasn't there?
as you can see, the facade is, to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it, a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
Force powers.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corfo Bianco is a beautiful estate. One must admit, time has taken its toll. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling. Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
Work in the house, the grounds. The grounds. We'll start with there.
Got these spacious grounds. But maybe it's time to make them more useful.
Oh, yes. We certainly should. The way I see things, given your trade, sir, you would be wise to put in a grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you think?
I was thinking more about the herb garden.
My armor needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could use a decent work table where I could do all that.
Admiral Rompali once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yeruga. I will contact him at once.
You know what? Sure.
Good. Order me up a table like that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
In my trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone, professional grade.
Of course. No one would consider that an unnecessary extravagance, I would wager.
Grand for it? Ooh.
Then send out for one, please. A high-quality stone to be set up in the yard.
Of course. I shall send a runner to town at once. I believe you shall be grinding to your heart's content by tomorrow. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Been thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompeli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
Ooh. That'd be a bit steep right now. Ah, fuck it.
It's in your hands then. Make the place shine.
I shall get to work immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffs the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state. Is there anything else you require, sir?
Know what? Changed my mind. Not in the mood to talk about redecoration today. But I wanted to ask you something else.
I shall be glad to answer your every question, sir.
There's nothing else. Never mind.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Wait 3 days for general refurbishment, 1 day for grindstone, and 1 day for the armorer's table. So it's a list of all the books I've ever gotten? Damn. I might be able to, you know, how I was talking about refurbishing the place for a stable for Roach, and then the herb gardens and all that. It's probably. Just shut up.
They're so heroic. We had to summon a witcher to do their
Slow now. Whoa.
It's probably like you start off with the grindstone and the table, then you build up to the others.
Whoa.
Well read. Probably an XP. It seems to be an XP bonus. Not that it really matters for me. Never could get to the sign off. Just have to ignore it.
Move it.
And what do you get for all that work? What's so on in here?
Oh, you bleating bum butcher.
There we go.
Slow now.
Yeah. Go here.
How might I help you? How might I help you?
Okay. Oh, another Vinter in need of aid.
Rossi, you're all right. You wear my ring. When you hold me tight, Rossi, that's my thing.
Pardon me. Perhaps you could help me. You seem a strapping lad.
What's the problem?
I acquired this old storehouse at auction. As it turns out, it stinks like an Ophiri larder and is loud as a Novigrad brothel. Bumboch it all, I infested my life savings. Now I fear to go inside. Do help me, Witcher.
How much?
Could look into it, maybe. As long as you have the means to pay me.
Ah, sure.
Fine, so be it. We've a deal.
Yeah, well, that was what you're paying me to begin with. Ass.
All right. I'll take a look inside your storehouse.